Well, as many of you probably found out over the weekend, Bennett Kessler has died. This TV studio, Bennett made it happen. Started with a small radio station, KDAY, K-Day, back in 1996. We grew that into a radio station in Mammoth Lakes and Mono County, serving the entire Eastern Sierra. Bennett then started this TV station. And as you know, we also have our website, sierrawave.net, where there are many great comments on an extraordinary woman and a dear friend, Bennett Kessler.
Bennett Kessler, one of the most recognized and trusted journalists in the Eastern Sierra for a generation, has died. She was 65. Bennett Kessler died January 2nd at Northern Inyo Hospital after battling cancer for more than 3 years. Her close friend, Dr. Scott Clark, a physician at the Bishop facility, said. Ms. Kessler, the majority owner of Sierra Broadcasters, LLC in Independence, was a daily presence in Owens Valley and Mono County homes, delivering news, reports, and opinion pieces on television, AM and FM radio, online, and in print for 38 years, covering the most controversial issues in the region. Lone Pine environmentalist Michael Prather remembered Ms. Kessler as, quote, an incredibly gutsy woman. She never took a step backward. All of us should feel grateful for her efforts to provide comprehensive daily coverage of our most pressing issues, end quote. The Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, the Owens Valley's largest landlord and controller of most of its land and water, became her great subject. It was one she found inexhaustible. I started reporting in 1976, a year of terrible drought and heavy groundwater pumping by the DWP, Ms. Kessler recalled in a recent interview with Louis Sahagan, a staff writer at the Los Angeles Times. Kessler went on to say, locals became outraged and wanted to know more. Over the years, I produced so many DWP articles, it's hard to remember them all, she added with a laugh. But the work I'm most proud of shined a critical light on the suffering of people and the environment at the hands of bully officials and powerful vested interests, end quote. Friends and relatives remember Kessler as an indefatigable journalist and explorer of ideas and trends. She had a keen interest in spiritual readings as well as the latest in scientific breakthroughs. Her hobbies included painting and gardening. She also had a .38 special handgun, and she knew how to use it. Mary Roper, president of the Owens Valley Committee, a nonprofit dedicated to monitoring the region's land and resources, remembered Ms. Kessler as, quote, an investigative reporter of great courage and insight. People in positions of power had good reason to worry because she asked the right questions, end quote. Bennett Kessler was born on February 3rd, 1949, the same day her father, Carl Kessler, started working as a lawyer in Dayton, Ohio. As a young girl, Bennett enjoyed attending social events with her father, a Superior Court judge at the time, writing poems and short stories, and, as she put it, quote, flying down the highest hill in the neighborhood on my fun, cheap bike. There were sad times, too, Bennett recalled. My parents divorced and my stepfather committed suicide when I was 15 years old. Bennett Kessler was the editor of the campus newspaper at Dayton's Wilbur Wright High School, where she graduated in 1967. Ms. Kessler attended the University of Chicago for 3 years and in 1970 got married. We split up a year later, she said. In 1972, Kessler and a friend hit the Highway West. Her life would never be the same. They ended up in San Diego, where Kessler rented an apartment and started taking yoga classes led by John Heston, an Owens Valley resident and student of comparative religion, and the writings of Manly Palmer Hall, founder of the Philosophical Research Society in Los Angeles. In 1975, Bennett Kessler moved to the hacienda-style compound that Heston designed, built, and shared with his loving companion, Kenny Scruggs. This was on the north edge of the Owens Valley community of Independence off of Highway 395. The shady retreat of fountains, orchards, and reflecting pools was the hub of Bennett Kessler's life for the next 39 years. John Heston, a colorful jack of all trades, also had a nose for news. In 1976, he created Eastern Sierra News Service, which he operated with Kessler out of his home. Their motto: comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. One night in the spring of 1976, someone tossed a pipe bomb at their newsroom. No one was injured in the blast. Ms. Kessler always assumed it was in response to their DWP reporting, which aired on Lone Pine radio station KINC. Soon after, one of that radio station's owners said that the DWP threatened to cancel their tower lease if Heston and Kessler were not let go. Their news show was canceled on March 17th, 1977. Heston and Kessler responded with sharp-worded flyers they tacked to bulletin boards and telephone poles from Mammoth to Olancha. Their dispute with Los Angeles was chronicled by premier news outlets, including the Los Angeles Times. The same year, they began publishing the Inyo County Newsletter. Heston did the writing, layout, and photography. Kessler reported the news and ran the printing press and darkroom. Almost immediately, we were swamped with advertising, Kessler recalled. The ambience was electric. In 1982, with the backing of local investors, Heston and Kessler formed Sierra East Television Incorporated and leased cable channel 12 in Bishop to launch the Owens Valley's first local television station. Again, in 1976, and again with funds from local investors, Heston and Kessler obtained a federal license to establish KDAY, KDAY-FM radio. 4 years later, they founded a television station, and the radio and TV operations had grown into Mammoth Lakes and Mono County. Those radio and TV stations are now known as Sierra Wave. John Heston, who had been a politically active presence in the Owens Valley since the 1960s, died in 2007. Scruggs, a Bishop attorney and civic activist who became a voice in court for children trapped in their parents' custody battles, died in 2012. In a recent interview, Bennett Kessler said she hoped that her beloved Hacienda and Sierra broadcasters, which includes KSRW-FM, KSRW-TV, and SierraWave.net, would remain in operation as they are. Bennett Kessler is survived by her mother, Carolyn Husko. Also, many, many great friends, including Tamara Cohn and Dr. Scott Clark, as well as her employees here at Sierra Wave. And judging by the comments on our website, SierraWave.net, scores of admirers. And for myself, Bob Todd, I will add that Bennett was not only a great journalist, but a dear, dear friend. And as I like to tell her many times, it was an honor and a privilege to work with Bennett Kessler.